Star Trek Lower Decks' series finale suggests that the Terran Empire of Star Trek's mirror universe could defeat the Prime Universe Starfleet. In its fifth and final season on Paramount+, Star Trek Lower Decks takes on the multiverse and puts the fate of the Prime Universe in the hands of the USS Cerritos. After spending Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5 investigating mysterious quantum fissures, Captain Carol Freeman, Don Lewis, and her crew must come together to stabilize a massive wormhole surrounded by a Schrödinger possibility field that threatens to destroy the universe. Introduced in the iconic Star Trek, the original series episode, Mirror, Mirror, Star Trek's Mirror Universe presents a world in sharp contrast to Starfleet and the United Federation of Planets. In the Mirror Universe, the brutal Terran Empire has conquered much of the Alpha Quadrant with its xenophobic and violent society. Star Trek, Deep Space Nine and Star Trek Discovery both revisited the Mirror Universe, offering more insight into the evil version of the Federation and its history. With its focus on war and violence, it's not surprising that the Terran Empire would have more powerful ships than Starfleet. Star Trek Lower Decks confirms Mirror Universe ships are more powerful than Starfleet. The Star Trek universe has long been defined by its hopeful vision of the future, one where diplomacy, curiosity, and cooperation are the driving forces behind the Federation's exploratory and peacekeeping missions. However, that hopeful narrative is contrasted by a darker reflection, the infamous Mirror Universe. Introduced in the original series' episode, Mirror, Mirror, the Mirror Universe is a parallel dimension where the benevolent ideals of Starfleet and the United Federation of Planets are twisted into a dystopian nightmare. In this brutal reality, the Terran Empire reigns supreme, ruling through conquest, cruelty, and authoritarian control. Over time, Star Trek has developed this alternate universe to introduce not only the Terran Empire, but also a host of powerful, malevolent forces capable of challenging Starfleet. And it seems that in several ways, the Mirror Universe's villains could indeed defeat the Prime Starfleet with relative ease. While the two universes are closely intertwined, they are diametrically opposed in their values, and this opposition may be the key to understanding why the villains of the Mirror Universe have a strategic advantage. The Prime Starfleet values cooperation, patience, and diplomacy over brute force, but these virtues are also its greatest vulnerability. The Mirror Universe operates on a completely different set of principles: aggression, ruthlessness, and the idea that power is the ultimate currency. In Star Trek Lower Decks' series finale, Starfleet must rely on the USS Cerritos to save the day, as no other ships will reach the unstable multiverse portal in time. Surrounding the massive wormhole is a Schrödinger possibility field which transforms matter into any of the possibilities from the multiverse. While Starfleet devised a way to protect the Cerritos crew from the effects of this field, the adjustments did not prevent the ship itself from transforming. As the Cerritos approaches the wormhole, the ship cycles through various designs and ship classes, including an ISS California-class model from the Mirror Universe. This contrast is starkly represented in one of the Mirror Universe's most fearsome villains, the Terran Emperor. In Star Trek Discovery, Emperor Philippa Georgiou is portrayed as an iron-fisted leader who stops at nothing to maintain her grip on power. Her tactical mind, combined with an utter disregard for the moral considerations that guide Starfleet, makes her an adversary that the Federation would struggle to outmaneuver in direct conflict. Unlike the Prime Universe's leaders, who seek peaceful resolutions, Georgiou's ruthlessness and experience with constant warfare put her at an advantage when facing off against more idealistic opponents. One reason the Mirror Universe's villains could potentially defeat Starfleet is their superior understanding of the harsh realities of war and survival. The Terran Empire, for example, thrives in a world where treachery and conquest are the norm. This constant state of alertness forces its leaders and officers to hone their tactical abilities to perfection, while Starfleet, in contrast, operates from a position of trust and cooperation. In the Mirror Universe, trust is a weakness that is ruthlessly exploited. While Starfleet's chain of command is built on mutual respect and collaboration, the Terran Empire's hierarchy thrives on paranoia and backstabbing. As a result, Terran officers are more adaptive to situations of extreme crisis and more willing to sacrifice their own for the sake of power. The technological advantage of the Mirror Universe's villains also suggests that they could outclass Starfleet. In Star Trek Enterprise, the Terran Empire's appropriation of advanced technology from other races shows just how far they are willing to go to maintain supremacy. They exploit every technological edge they can find, often using reverse engineering and outright theft to stay ahead of their rivals. The Terrans don't just rely on their own ingenuity, they take whatever they need, whether it's from Vulcans, Andorians, or Klingons. This aggressive expansion of their technological base contrasts with Starfleet's more measured and ethical approach to technological development. While Starfleet adheres to strict regulations like the Prime Directive, the Terran Empire has no such moral qualms, allowing them to develop and deploy dangerous, high-powered weapons without hesitation. Another force to consider is the alliance between the Klingons, Cardassians, and Bajorans in the Mirror Universe. In the Prime Universe, these species have had periods of conflict with the Federation, but their interaction with Starfleet is guided by negotiation and diplomacy. In the Mirror Universe, however, these species form a brutal coalition known as the Klingon-Cardassian Alliance, which has systematically oppressed and dominated its enemies. Without the stabilizing influence of the Federation, these factions are free to give in to their most violent tendencies. They share the same aggressive, conquest-driven mindset as the Terran Empire, and their joint forces are significantly more formidable than their Prime Universe counterparts. Moreover, the psychological resilience of the Mirror Universe's villains gives them a further edge. Starfleet's officers are undoubtedly brave and capable, but they operate under the assumption that most conflicts can be resolved through communication and compromise. Mirror Universe villains, on the other hand, operate under the belief that survival requires total domination. Emperor Georgiou, for instance, is willing to make cold, brutal decisions that would be unthinkable for a Starfleet captain. In battle, her mindset is not constrained by Starfleet's ethical considerations, allowing her to act decisively and ruthlessly to win at any cost. Additionally, the Mirror Universe's constant exposure to betrayal and insurrection has hardened its leaders. Characters like Lorca, who originate from the Mirror Universe, bring with them a level of cunning and deception that Starfleet captains are often unprepared for. In Star Trek Discovery, Lorca's infiltration of the Prime Universe shows just how dangerous a tactician from the Mirror Universe can be. His ability to blend in and manipulate Starfleet's idealism is a subtle confirmation that the Mirror Universe's villains can exploit Starfleet's weaknesses from within. In conclusion, while the Prime Starfleet is built on ideals of peace and exploration, the Mirror Universe's brutal, power-hungry villains possess qualities that could allow them to easily defeat the Federation in a direct conflict. Their ruthlessness, technological superiority, psychological resilience, and experience in a world ruled by violence give them a distinct advantage. The Mirror Universe subtly confirms that, in the face of sheer aggression and immorality, Starfleet's idealism might not be enough to save them. Conclusion: while the Prime Starfleet is built on ideals of peace and exploration, the Mirror Universe's brutal, power-hungry villains possess qualities that could allow them to easily defeat the Federation in a direct conflict. Their ruthlessness, technological superiority, psychological resilience, and experience in a world ruled by violence give them a distinct advantage.